Good afternoon, Belize. Good afternoon, world. My name is Michael Herrera in Belize City. I will be talking about life in Bermudian Landing now. When my grandparents they used to wash in a bath pan, or they use my grand used to use an old bowl or a bath pan. At the time, they never used to have washing machine. They may have scrubbing board. Scrubbing board, like they have a frame and then they have some rough wrinkle like wave. They used to make the glass one, and then they make the one like out of stainless steel or like out of some kind of metal. Then they have one thing they call blue. That when they used to soak the white clothes in it. And when that not work, my granny they used to have the kerosene pan, and my granny would buy like the white shirt and the white pants in the kerosene pan, and that how they used to hang out clothes. When there was no clothespin, they hang out the clothes on barbed wire. My granny used to got garden, and where you have the flowers, and then she would put the clothes on the prementa. Actually, they make it out of prementa. Or if they have cabbage, when they never used to have board, how houses used to build in a Bermudian Landing in the old days. I will get right back to the washing of clothes. They never used to have, when board was not existing. Well, maybe not in a Bermudian Landing, maybe board already existed. But they used to build houses out of prementa, and then you used to get all the newspaper and then magazine books, and we like mix one. When they mix, they get the flour and the water, they mix one paste, and then they paste it behind the newspaper or the magazine page, and then they put it on the wall. That have to seal off the wall, because then if you just make the prementa, but you put the prementa then side by side, make them touch, but then they still have hole, and then people could have pee inside and see you. So they know they mix the flour mixture like paste, one thick paste. And I remember the days there, and especially on Saturday we used to paste up Miss Max. If anybody, whether Miss Maxine, Granny house, anybody, we used to go assist, and we make the paste with the flour, and they would paste up and seal up all the prementa, so nobody can see in or out, so that nobody can peep in, then for seal it off. Yes, the kitchen or the house have doors and have windows, but it's a paste it off thing. Then if people never want to use prementa, we used to have to go cut prementa out of the forest, out of Pine Ridge. A lot of prementa, but then the only for cut them, you have to scrape off the hair and the itchy. Then you have to measure them. Then you have to back them. Oh my Lord have mercy. They back them like 3 miles away for bring them and piling up. Sometimes like cabbage, they make the houses out of cabbage and the kitchen name. Or the toilet out of outside latrine. You have to make a little shelter thing case at top. They do pit hole, then a tile seat, then a case at top with a door. And you have to go and touch, so you don't get wet if you go there. So they used to use cabbage, and we used to make the paste same way with the newspaper and the magazine pages them, and they seal off the cabbage. When they put in the cabbage inside and side, sometimes they got the hole, sometimes the cabbage they're not fully, they're not accurate, they're not straight, so they have to you walk a little bit, or you have a little walk, so they have to paste it up so nobody can peep in or peep out. Which you have the window and the doors. That was how life was, and we never used to got like zinc, so they used to use the cocoon leaf after the cocoon tree, and then pan the end you got one leaf part they could split it, and then while some people do up at top, some people they hand. The only thing you may have to worry about that snake. And then they have the who don't want to use the cocoon leaf, they use the bay leaf. The bay leaf. Yeah, so that was how it was when it comes to the houses. Back to the washing. As I mentioned, they used to buy the clothing, the white clothing in a kerosene pan. Kerosene pan, I'm a special pan where lard come in. I think about 25 pounds. A lard come in and then kerosene pan. And I know that my granny used to get the rock salt, and I don't remember when they do the rock salt, but anyway, whenever I used to get clothespin, so we had to put the clothes in on the garden, on the pimento or the garbage. If the garden make out of cabbage, you case up out of cabbage or pimento, then you put the clothes in. Sometimes my granny used to, we used to make they got one thing when they call dresser, one long thing when they call dresser, and when we could have no longer put the rice in there for dry on the ground because of the fall, then spreading out on the dresser that top maybe about 5 feet. And then the only thing we had to worry about are the birds were going because they fall, but sometimes they fall and still fly up and go and still have to stone them. And then my granny would put them on any tree limb, or sometimes they put the clothes in on the ground, and then they have to make sure the dog don't go lie down on it, or the animal, the horse, they don't walk on it, and the cow them. That's a whole that's a part of living in Bermudian Landing, how life was. And then when it comes to meats, in an Indian days you have peccary, then you have wari, they look almost alike. Then you have armadillo. Then sometimes my grandpa will get kill quash. Then you have deer. Then you have give nut. Well, the armadillo them they not son. Then the animal they not shell, and they only go run fast, and then they go like go in a hole. And the dog used to go smoke out. We used to smoke out that hole. I use the dog for digging out. And then sheep. People who have sheep, they would kill sheep. Or people who have cow, they would kill cow. Then in March is iguana month. Iguana they always have a lot of eggs, but they're ready in March. This is iguana eggs. Some people iguana have scent, so you have to know how to take out the scent. Some people cook that with the skin rice or with guava leaf and kind of different seasoning. But we also have to skin them. We not like them with the skin. And then iguana upstart. We used to go to the river, go look for them. And as they jump, the dog jump behind them. We have my cousin Lynchy when they do Lynch, a couple of the guy from Bermudian Landing, as they go and jump off of the baby tree, that boom. They jump right behind her. You know, and what I found out about guana, when we used to jump behind guana, the guana actually, I'm thinking the guana swim across. No. The guana actually walk on it. When they jump in on the river, the guana actually walk on the ground, the bottom, and walk across underneath of the water, and they could breathe. One time I jump behind a guana, when I look front of me, the guana, no, they swim, the guana, they on the ground. But it gone way down, so I couldn't go down, because if I go down deep, I could have bust my ears jump. So I never did follow, but I observed that. Some people stew them, some people barbecue them. I ate several guanas already. And the eggs we used to pay, war, we used to stone one another. One thing the guana eggs, the eggs and spongy. Like, if somebody take one and stone you on your forehead, you just want to bounce off. We used to play war with guana eggs. And I ate barbecue guana already, but the female and the garobo, we usually barbecue the garobo. It tastes just like chicken. If you want to do barbecue garobo, and people want to eat iguana the wrong, and they don't know that not chicken, then I eat it. So that's the kind of different meats. Then they have a big bird where my grandpa like killing a barking garland. And then some people kill the crocky cow. Then I want to 5 o'clock in the morning, you hear them hashikaka, hashik. They make a funny noise. Well, my grandpa say, they say hashikaka, hashikaka. I don't know. So he said, we have bird will whistle at Bermudian Landing. If you listen to it, he say, I feel so sleepy, hard time comes so speedy. If you listen to it. We have, then we also have the parrot, the mangrove parrot. Then the guys who shot them pellet gun. That village, you know, that village, you starve if you want. You starve if you want. Because you could always improvise. There's always something that you could do to provide a meal for you and your family. Or you go get a fishing line and go down to the river and fishing. Catch baka, be a snook, sometimes a ratty. So then I kind of think this is the village life that I know about for the past 32 years. And there were people that were before me, existed before me. Maybe life was a little bit different for them, at that time there. It was hard, but it was sweet. When I look on it, it was like the magical, mystical years, because they were like years of yesterday. Every time I tell a story about village life to people, they say, Mike, every time we listen to you telling this story about village life, they said I brought back the childhood memory to them. And those days were so precious. Now, first, when my grandparents used to strict and think, we think they don't love, we think they don't appreciate him. But now we could appreciate and we could honor the manners, the principles and value that they have instilled in us. So those are the golden years. I call them the years of yesterday.